Pole dancing has allowed me to find this part of myself that I didn't think even existed, and that's a part of myself that can just sort of like escape and be utterly unself-conscious and move in a way that I never thought I could move. I never danced until I grabbed a pole. I wasn't a dancer, I didn't move my body, I felt very awkward about moving my body, but it wasn't until I was in the strip club that I've come to really enjoy it. And for me, it is a method of self-expression, and it's also a method of escapism. My name is Betty, and I'm a visual artist based in Glasgow. I do some performance art, I also do photography, so I do a lot of different things, whatever scraps I can find. So I got this pig head, and it's been really good for like self-portraits. Pigs are just sort of funny, you know, like, hey pigs. So I found this on eBay, I believe it was $19.99, possibly the best $19.99 I've ever spent. Been very useful for self-portraits. I like mocking things that I find absurd but people take for granted, and questioning aspects of our culture that is just unreasonable, contradictory, hypocritical. The things I like to mock would surround themselves around the consumption of certain bodies, but the lack of respect shown for these bodies, or even the fact that everyone consumes sexual content, yet there's no respect for the people that produce it. It is definitely a form of protest. The sexualization of the female body and the contentiousness that comes with living in it is a huge part of my work because, well, one, I live in this body, and two, because when I was 17, I ran away from an abusive household and I started stripping. It was a lifeline for me. At the time, it was really only just a job, but as I've gotten older and sort of read more about feminist theory and sort of lived through different experiences, I've come to understand that there's a whole lot of politics behind it that I didn't realise before. I came to it out of necessity, and I would say that maybe a lot of people do. There's not actually often a sort of weird psychological reason behind it. It is just simply because there's not a good enough welfare system for people, and if you are a woman, that's often a way of making use of the resources that you have. If society tells you that your body is desirable, then it's resourceful to use it and exploit it. In my opinion, what goes into a good pole dancing routine isn't about what tricks you do or how many spins or how crazy you can sort of make it. It's about stage presence, and it's about connecting with the viewer, and it's about understanding that you're being watched and working that gaze. There's definitely an ebb and a flow in pole dancing. So you probably normally start off a bit slower, introducing yourself, speaking with your body, doing just some light spins and some work around the pole, some floor work. And then you'd probably move it up to going up the pole and doing a few flips up there before coming back down. Pole dancing is really fascinating because it is a grassroots form of movement that came out of an environment that's often looked down upon, that's often disparaged, that's often seen as lesser than. But what I realised when I was working at the club is that you have all of these amazing dancers, all of these amazing people. A lot of them don't have any formal training in dance, but they all learn how to move, and they move magnetically in ways that I've never seen replicated elsewhere. The people that appreciate pole dance performances in the strip club are not the customers, it's the other dancers. Quite often, if someone comes on stage, we'd all just sort of stop and just watch them and just be hypnotised by them. There's a massive amount of respect between us for each other's skills, the way we move very uniquely. Sex workers' rights is important to me because when I was doing it, I didn't really realise how badly treated we were a lot of the time. You know, we'd get fined for being late, I was fined for being on my period, and it wasn't until I stopped doing it that I realised these things are really messed up and it needs to change. And for all the things that I find uncomfortable or I don't like about stripping and sex work, I can't deny the fact that it has done a lot for me, and I wouldn't want anyone else to not have that opportunity or that access. I haven't danced for a while, but I'm still part of the United Sex Workers Union, so that means I really try and keep my finger on the pulse in terms of what's happening. I think when people don't like something, their first instinct is to criminalise it, but that's really not the way the world works. So when people criminalise sex workers because they want to get rid of it, all that really happens is that people are pushed further and further into sex work. So what the government needs to do is to put in policies that actually support and help sex workers and allow them to make money safely. What I love most about pole dancing is that I'm generally not the sort of person that likes to be watched, but when I'm pole dancing, that changes. It allows me to dip into that part of myself and really enjoy the process, and that's not a part of me that I thought actually existed.